Hey guys, real quick. Sorry. Real quick, before we start up again, we have about 4 or 5 minutes. Luke's got some administrative stuff. We need to register you officially for training. So there's a email process. He's going to explain that, and we'll continue to break. And we'll actually start back up at 2:10 because we need you guys to do this first, and right at 2:10 hard start, and we'll dive right into the presentation. So Luke, go ahead.
All right, so we're going to be sending you an email. It's just to confirm your name and your birthday. Okay, it's pretty simple. Is anyone here 17? Okay, you guys just
Let's do notebook and pens, please. So before we dive into the training manual, here's what's really cool. Everything we're going to teach you is probably going to be different than what you thought of when you think about learning to sell. Okay. When I thought of selling, I was always thinking, okay, slick, smooth salesperson, really good with people. In a negative sense, sometimes you think of sales, you think of manipulative. All those are out the window. Selling Cutco is a science and it's a step process. And if you understand the process, oh my gosh, sky's the limit. Also, those of you that are also interested in the 10K coaching session tomorrow, make sure during one, we have 2 more breaks. Just remind me. So I'll probably have Blake, Mari, Ryan, Juan, and Mahela, but I'm sure there's several others. So during the breaks, come talk to me. We'll sign you up. I want you to write in your notes 7 steps to a sale, please. Seven steps to a sale. So again, it's not an art, it's a science, meaning if you just follow the 7 steps, and our steps are really simple. Okay? The first step to making a sale, in any type of sales, is to connect and explain why you're working. It's to connect and explain why you're working. And I'll cover this. Second step is to establish credibility. Establish credibility. Third is to create a problem. And you guys are smart young men and women. So whenever you create a problem, the next logical step is to offer a solution. Good. So offer a solution. Then we create a need. So create a problem, offer a solution, we create a specific need. And then later on today, 6, we compare. Put a dollar sign. We compare and then offer the price. So create a need, compare, /price, or /dollar sign. Then 7, ask for the order. Okay, ask for the order, number 7. And keep in mind, with our business, we don't solicit. So there's no door-to-door, telemarketing. You have to be personally recommended or be affiliated with a directory, let's say. So in order to continue our business, what do we have to ask for also at the end? Right, so we have to ask for more clients. So I'm going to put a little star. I'll put ask for RECS, which is short for recommendations. Okay. Ask for recommendations. So here's what's super cool about the presentation. You just read the manual. Okay. Now, when you're new, it's easier. It gives you confidence. When you're not new, you're definitely going to put your own words into the presentation. Okay. But when you're in your first 10 days, I want you to get really comfortable with the science and the order. And then after your 10 days, you'll learn how to kind of make the presentation your own. Everyone see that? So watch, and you don't even need the manual open. Look how easy it is. Take a wild guess. What do you think we talk about on this page? What do you think we talk about on this page? Fast Start Contest, right? What do you think we talk about? What does this look like from afar?
Mission statement.
Mission statement or a letter, right? This is a letter that you can win from the CEO. It's a recommendation letter. Take a wild guess. What do we talk about here? All-American Scholarship. What do you think we talk about here? Yeah, this is. I'll show you what that means for recommendations. Take a wild guess. What's this here? Thank you and my goals. Okay. Take a wild guess. What do you think we talk about here? What is Cutco? Where has it been? The history. Okay. What do you think we talk about here? Yeah, old knives, junky knives. What do we talk about here?
Quality knives.
Our product. Good. What do you talk about here? The guarantee. Okay. What do we talk about here?
Sets.
Yeah, sets, and that we start with the most basic set, right? The one that's if you have to cook, and then we can upgrade there. We talk about here. Different sets and different options and color, and also the kitchen tools. And then that's not Cutco. So what are we talking about here? Competition and comparison. Good. And then ready? Let's say they're interested in the set. We have to figure out which one. So ready? Do you want the one for you have to cook? Do you want the one because you like to cook? Do You want the one because you love to cook. It's in order, right? I have to cook, so just get me out of the kitchen. I like to cook, so once a month I throw a party. I love to cook, get me everything I need. It's the same thing, all right? And let's say one of those sets still isn't for someone. Maybe they decide it's out of their budget or whatever you have to do. We have other options, right? We can go to the smaller sets. This is perfect for people who have buyer's remorse. I'll talk about this later. All right, smaller sets here. And then afterwards, we also have what's called the gifts and accessories for people that want to add on extra. Pretty straightforward, right? So watch, I want to walk through the 7 steps to the sale. 7 steps, right? What's the first step out loud? What's the first step? Connect and explain. Why you're working. So you're going to talk about your goals. You're going to talk about the it's in the manual, so you don't have to take notes, right? You're going to talk about this fast start contest, which I just got you really lit about, okay? Then you're going to talk about the chance to win a letter of recommendation from the CEO of our company. That's pretty motivating, okay? And the scholarship. So you're going to share all these goals with the customer, and then you're going to start the presentation by saying what? Thank you for seeing me today. So that's the first part. And why do you think we start with that? Well, you want to make a connection with the customer so it's more comfortable. What's the second step? Establish credibility. So we'll talk about the company. But here, we want to catch their attention. So we're also going to cut the penny. Okay, that says penny, sorry. Cut penny. And why do you think we cut the penny? Why do you think we use products so soon into the presentation? Why not wait till the knives part? Yeah, we want to capture their attention, so we have their attention on the hook, if you will. What's the third step to the sale? Create a problem. So what's the problem?
You can't cut something.
Yeah, they're knives. So we're going to talk about all the problems with old junky knives, how it costs more money to replace, and what's wrong with this type of a knife with the teeth versus this knife with the straight edge versus this knife with the wood versus all that. Okay. Then you create a problem. We offer a solution. This is where we're going to cut the rope to catch their attention. This is also where we give them a chance to handle the products for the first time, and then we do the guarantee. So far, so good. Easy, right? Then, what's the fourth step to the sale, or fifth step? To create a. What's the fifth step? To create a need. And so, what does that mean? Well, we show them why they need each of the tools. Think of this as, here's the car, Mrs. Jones. I'll show you later how to get the nicer ones, the bigger cars. But here's the basic car. Here are the wheels. Here's the steering wheel. Here are the seats. Here's the engine. Here's the body. Just basics, okay? And this is where, what do you think we cut during this presentation? We've already cut the rope. We've already cut the penny. Leather, and one more thing. Since we're test driving a car, you take it on the highway. If you're going to test drive knives, what do you cut? Food. Yeah, good. So this is where you cut food. Okay, and the leather. Food and then leather. And then afterwards, okay, you show storage. And then we're gonna compare to the Mercedes and Lexus and BMW of cutlery and show them compared to our Ferrari. Okay, so far so good. And then the last thing we do is we ask for the order, and you'll close in the sort, either this one, or this one. Any questions so far? Pretty easy. Okay, now watch. It's a science. So imagine you're here. 7 steps. The keyword is steps to a sale. If you follow the steps, you get to the money. You get to the sale. If you skip a step, what happens? You fall. So this is why, let's say I'm showing Uncle Daniel and his wife, and they're really excited about the product, and I cut the penny, and he goes, "Ooh, how much?" First of all, time out. Bad or really good question? Really good. Why? Good. Why is that a good question? If he's interrupting me, asking the price,
You want to buy it?
he's interested. He's like, "Well, what's that? What's that?" Ladies, any shoppers here? Or guys? You don't ask price if you don't like it. How much is that? Why? Because you might think about purchasing. Okay. So here's the key. Just follow the steps. Really, really simple. I'll use a college example. Okay. If you're at a party, there's a nice gentleman. He's a nice, pretty attractive young lady. He wants to approach her and ask her on a date. Of course, he's not selling knives. He's not selling anything. But who does he have to sell if he's going to get her phone number? Right. So if he's smart and he did Cutco training with me, he knows to do how many steps to the sale?
7.
Everyone, how many steps?
7.
7. What's the first step? To connect and explain why. So he'll go up and he'll say, "Hey, how are you?" Remember, how do you start conversation?
Ask questions.
How are you? Cool. What's your name? Right. Oh, where do you go to school? Oh, you're here too? Yeah, I'm a sophomore. Who do you? Oh, you know Mihaela? Yeah, I went to school with Mihaela. connection, right? If he's smart, is he gonna ask for the number yet? No. What's he gonna do? He's gonna step number 2, establish
Credibility.
He'll say, oh yeah, you know, actually, Mihaela and I, we actually grew up together and we go to the same church. Okay. Oh, okay, great. And ready? You want to catch the attention early, so you're not going to cut a penny. Maybe I'll tell a joke, and she'll go. I'll say something funny, and she'll go, oh, wow, this guy's kind of. Not only is he brown and handsome, he's actually kind of funny. Then, if he's smart and this young man is Cutco trained, he's not going to ask for her number. He's going to what? Create a
Problem.
So he'll say, hey, so are you here with your friends, boyfriend? She'll say, oh, I don't have a boyfriend. And he'll go, you don't have a boyfriend? That's a problem. Right? Oh, what do you mean? Oh, you don't have a boyfriend. 4th step to the sale, offer a
Solution.
So he'll say, you know, I'm single too. Okay? 5th step, create a need. So you know what you need to do? We need to get you out of the house. So let's, you know what we could do? What? Compare. We could go out on a date one-on-one, or you know what? We could we'll bring Mihaela and her friends too. We could go to coffee, movie. We could go down to the stadium, watch the concert. You know, what do you think, right? And at the very end, you ask politely, because if you're trained by me, if you're also a gentleman, I would love to get your phone number and give you a call. Ladies, would you agree? Even if she's taken or she says no, isn't that a way more respectful way versus, yo, can I get your number? Okay? But ready, gentlemen, let me give you this last, most important lesson. It's important. If she says no, you say, you know what, have a great night. You know, you made my night. It was nice meeting you. If she says no, that's okay. Just say, do you have any friends? Right? All jokes aside, does it still make sense?
Yeah.
Why? Because there's 7 steps to a sale. You don't give people the price, even if Uncle Daniel's so excited, until it's time to give the price. We don't talk about the competition. We don't do the rest until we follow the first few steps. Okay, so let's dive into the manual. Everyone open up your training manual, please. Beautiful. So if you open up to the very first page, we're not going to read all the tips. This is tomorrow before you do your first appointment. But I do want to read the top, okay? Who feels like they're a confident, strong reader and has a nice projecting voice? Okay, Taylor, I have no doubt you're a performer. Yeah, okay. So tips for your demo, and I'm going to stop you in between each of the 4 and have a few comments. Okay, everyone follow along. Go ahead.
So number 1, follow the manual.
Okay, ready? Follow the manual. Why do you think we put the manuals together? Because it works, okay? I don't care, and we were talking football, a couple of us. I don't care how high you jump, how fast you run, how good you are at football. If you can't memorize what, you're not going to play. What does that mean? You got to memorize the playbook. It's the same exact thing here. You got to follow the manual. This manual is proven. Do I want your own words? Yes, after you're done training. Do I want you to feel more creative? Yes, after you're done training. Do I want you to put it in a way that you think is better for you? Actually, ready? Yeah. After you're done training and after you hit dirty 30, you can be as flexible as you want. Deal? But when you're new, get the basics down. So follow the manual. Ms. Taylor, number 2.
Cut a lot of food.
Cut a lot of food. If you're going to test drive a Ferrari, where do you take it? You take it on the highway, not in the parking lot. If you cut rope and leather, that's like taking the Ferrari in the parking lot. Can you still sell a Ferrari in the parking lot? Yeah, probably, maybe. Right? Someone's that rich and just wants it that bad, whatever. But if you really want to sell the Ferrari, you're going to take it on the highway. That's cutting food. So ready? Think about this. Not cutting food is like not taking the Ferrari out for a drive and trying to sell it. It doesn't work. You got to cut food. Okay. It's a break. 3. Enthusiasm and belief. One more time. What did they buy?
Enthusiasm.
So if you're not excited and if you don't sales on knives, or wow, Taylor, you really pumped up. And here's what's interesting. Who are your best customers? What are they called? Mac customers. So if I'm a Mac, and you'll meet Heidi at some point. My fiance or wife, right? Just can't wait, right? So my wife, we're sitting with Taylor, and she's 18 years old, and I know she's going to go dance in college at
Jacksonville University.
That's right. Okay, Jacksonville University, and she's going to pursue her career to be with this professional dance company. And she's still a college student. We've known her since she was 6 years old, and she's so pumped, lit about these knives. If she's that, think as the husband and wife, if she's that excited as our best friend's daughter, and she's that pumped about knives, and I know she doesn't cook because her parents cook for her. If she gets that excited, then I have to be excited. because I know I'm going to use these products. Okay, good. Last one.
Call the office for help/deals.
Call the office for help/deals. Okay, this is probably one of the most important ones. When you're new, you're going to have 10, 80, 10. You're going to have some customers, you don't even finish saying the number and they say yes. Tia Mari, this set, for the cuchillos. How about yes? Oh, okay. Right? It's probably why, right? But most of them, they're going to say yes or no, and you're going to have to work out a deal. But guess what? You're too new. We don't want you to worry about making the deals. We do the deals for you. How many of you have a mom and dad like this? Oh, we can't afford anything. Oh, no, Mari, sorry, we can't. Sorry, sweetie. And then ready? But it was on sale. And they bought something. Right? Right? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, why? Because sales help customers get more comfortable. What else gets customers more comfortable? Deals, free stuff. And we can work all that out. I will teach you some basics today on how to do that. But then all through the weekend, you're just going to call us and it's like, ready, Luke will pick up the phone and he'll make it fun. He'll say, Faster Hotline, this is Luke. Just to get you pumped, also get you smiling. Faster Hotline, this is Luke. Hey Luke, this is Mari. I'm actually sitting with my 4 o'clock with Mrs. Smith. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me mark you down. Okay, talk to me. And then you'll say what the customer likes. You say what the customer doesn't like. You'll say what the customer is concerned about. Is it too much money for them? And we will work either a deal with free stuff or a discount to drop the price. And it's so funny. 90% of your yeses were no's to start, but when you call us, they turn into yeses. Just like my mom who can't afford anything. But honey, it was on sale. Same thing, okay? So look at those 4 one more time. Ready? After me. Ready? First, you have to follow the
Manual.
Make sure you cut lots of
Food.
Make sure you're having
Fun.
and call the
Office.
Okay, if you check all 4, you're going to make a sale. And now, the worst case scenario, but you will make a sale. You'll probably sell one of these sets. Have to, like to, and love to. It's a laptop of sets. Or maybe you sell a big kitchen. If you miss one of these, you might not make a sale. If you miss 2, you're definitely not making a sale. And if you only check one of these, I don't know what you're doing. I'm serious. Think about this. Follow the manual. If you're not doing that, you're not even doing the play. Cut lots of food. You're not demonstrating the product. Having fun. Well, let people buy what your enthusiasm and belief. And number 4, if you're not calling us, you're not getting deals and discounts. Really important. Okay? So food for thought. So we're going to read through this tomorrow. At the very bottom, and Ms. Taylor, if you could continue, it says if your customer.
So if your customer already owns Cutco, do full presentation. It's great practice. Many customers forget the important details.
Okay, time out. This is my shameless plug for people who buy Cutco, love Cutco more. Raise your hand again if you know someone that has Cutco or your parents. Okay, who owns Cutco?
My mom.
How long?
She bought it like 3 years ago.
Oh gosh, from who? You know?
Tiara, my cousin.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Anna, who do you know?
My parents have it, and then some of my mom's friends have
How
it too. My parents got it I think last year.
Awesome. Okay, do you know who sold it to him?
Josie.
Okay, beautiful. Blake.
Yeah, my mom got it as a gift from
Oh,
her
lucky.
sister.
Long time. Who else? Owners. Okay.
A neighbor of mine has some.
Okay. Good.
My dad has some.
Beautiful.
A neighbor of mine.
Maybe okay. And what do they say about Cutco? It's okay. It's great.
Yeah,
They
it's
hate
the
it.
best.
But yeah, it's the best. Like no, I have yet in my life. And this is why I'm still with the company. One of the many reasons I'm still with the company. What do you sell? Cutco. Oh my! I fly a lot. You're with and honey, he does Cutco. It's like all day long. Okay, why? Because it's an awesome product. It's an awesome product. But you have to follow the steps. What's my point here, though? My point is, if they have it, it's not 60%. It's almost 99. Why? Because what don't you have to do? You don't have to really. You're still going to do the presentation, by the way. But all you have to do is really find out what they need, what they have to replace, or what they want to upgrade to. It's really easy. Okay. Cool. So let's turn to page 1. Let's get started with the presentation. And let's do a quick review. And every time we get to a new page, we're going to do a quick review. How many steps to the sale? Everyone out loud?
7.
First step is to
No.
and explain.
Wow.
All right. So at the top of page 1, write down connect/Y, like mine. Right. At the very top, just write down connect/Y at the top. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to read through the manual, and I'm going to pick some of you to read who feel confident and strong in reading, and you're going to project to the group. And there's not much to fill in, but if it's okay with you, I'd like to put in some extra Fort Lauderdale Inferno's secret lit fire tips here and there. So if you feel like you can fill them in, but you don't have to. Is that cool? Meaning, there's a reason we're the #1 productivity in office in the company last summer. It's some of these fire tips. Cool? I can say that, right? Fire tips?
Yes.
Lit fire tips? No? No, okay. I'm just trying too hard now. Okay. At the top. So Taylor, we'll continue reading. We'll say building rapport.
Okay, building rapport, social etiquette. Find something to compliment, get to know them, ask a lot of questions.
Okay, building rapport is a fancy business term for chit chat. Okay, who's heard that before? Build rapport. Okay, it's just chit chat. Okay, where it says find something to compliment, get to know them, ask a lot of questions. What the book has for you are things to talk about if you're shy and nervous or don't know how to talk to people. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Now, some of you are going to, I can talk to you. Fine. Then ready? Just chit chat. Just chit chat. But what? Just in case, what are the 6 P's, Miss Taylor?
The 6 P's are plants outside, pets, photos, plaques.
Plaques, like accomplishments. Yep.
And profession, people, kids.
There you go. So that's just an easy discussion. So Miss Mahalo, how are the kids? That's an easy one. Ready? Secret fire sauce right now. People, moms love talk about 2 things: themselves and their kids. That's my first fire tip for you. Moms love talking about 2 things: themselves and their kids. So if you want to get a really good connection, Miss Jones, how are you? What's new with you? What have you been up to? Miss Anna, how are the kids? That's an easy conversation. So far, so good? Okay. Next sentence, I want you to put a big star where it says, thank you so much. Okay? And put next to the star, start. Like the word start, because that's where you're going to start the presentation after you chit chat. So next to where it says thank you, put a star and write down start. That's where you start the presentation. So far, so good. Miss Taylor, please continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to see my presentation. It really means a lot.
Oh, no worries, sweetie. We love you. Of course we'll see you. That's the mom. Okay, keep going.
Personal story. Let me tell you a little bit about me.
Okay, stop. If you're seeing someone you're recommended to, you would say, oh, Mr. Rivero, Miss Anna, let me tell you a little bit about me. But if you're showing friends and family, you would say, let me tell you what I've been up to. See the difference? Okay. So if it's friends and family, it's not let me tell you a little bit about me, because they'll look at you like you're crazy. Let me tell you a bit about me. You're my son. You guys feel okay? You got it. Okay. So ready? Let's take 30 seconds. I want you to fill in some bullets of what you're going to talk about when you want to explain what you've been up to or who you are to either friends and family or people you recommend it to. It could be things like in the parentheses: school, major, hobbies, family, dream job, you name it. Just it can be sentences, it can be bullets. It's up to you. You can say I'm originally from Colombia, but my family's migrated to Canada somehow, and that's a cool story. You know, I've always wanted to be in the FBI because of blank. You know, my dad's a financial advisor, and I'm thinking about going the same direction or whatever the motivating you. I'm a dancer, and I'm going to California for this internship. Is that what it is?
It's intensive.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. So intensive course / almost like a boot camp, almost, right? Yeah. Okay, another 10 seconds. Whatever you want to make sure you're mentioning to customers. Okay, wrap it up. Okay, Miss Taylor, when you're ready, we'll go. I'll be Mrs. Jones. Okay, Mrs. Jones, do you mind?
So the tying the goals.
Mhm.
Okay, so tying the goals. Mrs. Jones, do you mind if I share some of my goals with you?
Of course. Go ahead, sweetie. What are your goals? Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm working with Cutco because.
Okay, and the same thing. Give you 30 seconds. Write down all the bullets or sentences, up to you, of why you're working with Cutco. If it's experience, talk about how the experience helps you with your future. If it's money, tell them why you're so motivated. Luke is easy. I broke the bumper. My dad's making me pay. That's easy. Resume, your future. I think Taylor and I were talking about she wants to have her own studio, so business skills to help fuel her career in dance, possibly pre-med, or you could go research or sales. We talked about that. Another 10, 15 seconds. Okay, wrap it up. Okay, so now this next part, and I'll show you what to label. Now we start using the blue book. Okay? And notice how easy the blue book is, because everything you're talking about is just right in front of the customer and you just point to it. Okay. So So let me give you the secret hot fire sauce lit juice. Yeah, whatever. For this page. When you point, always point with the pen because pen looks way more professional versus this. See that? So that's my tip. Fire lit sauce juice tip number 2. Number 3 is make sure your pen's closed. Why? Because when you're pointing and it's not closed, what are you doing? You're going to mark up your book. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. It says, I'm in a huge contest.
I'm in a huge contest for my first 10 days. It's called the Fast Start Contest.
Yep, and this is where you'll show the different levels, and Luke will explain this tomorrow. Next to that sentence, in parentheses, and like in my book, I want you to write down red, like the color red. So you know the point to the red. Right next to the sentence, in parentheses, write down red. So you know to point to the red page. The next sentence, put in parentheses white, and just like the American flag, the third one, put blue. Just like my book, red, white, blue, down the row, down the column. Red, white, blue. So it'll just remind you, oh, okay, I should be pointing to the red. Taylor, when you're ready, we'll go to the white one, through Cutco. And watch everyone. Just turn like this. And remember, you won't be standing. You'll be at the kitchen table. Let's say Miss Mihaela is over here with her husband, and I would be like this. And see what my book is? Hidden. Okay, so you're like this. And when you're new, just so you know, when you're new, most of it's going to be like this when you're new. Right? But when you get more comfortable, you'll be able to do more of this. Okay? Both sell a lot of Cutco because remember, what sells Cutco? 2 things, your enthusiasm and your belief. And you got to follow the directions. That's it. Okay? So this is the next one. Taylor, read the white one, through Cutco.
Through Cutco, I can earn a President's Club letter, which will look great on my resume.
Okay, here's what's really cool. I'll give you the longer version tomorrow. When you sell and hit 30-30 for the summer, the president of the company gives you a customized letter of recommendation. The president and CEO of all of Cutco, a $250 million company, gives you a personalized recommended letter of recommendation. How do you think that looks on a resume? Yeah, sweet, really sweet. Okay, doesn't matter what your major is. Okay, and then the blue. Taylor, you're up.
I also have a chance to win an All-American scholarship to help with school.
And if you notice in the parentheses, it says show scholarship. I don't think it's optional. It says optional. I open it up because I want them to see that it's very competitive. Mrs. Jones, if you take a look, the top 50 students in the country will earn a scholarship with the company. So if I can sell and be one of the top 50 sellers, I would earn a scholarship. So the cool thing is it's not based on major or sales. It's not based on major. It's based on strictly sales and performance. Okay? Taylor, wrap us up. Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones, since I just started, I'm going to read from my manual. Is that okay?
Okay, why is that important to say that sentence? I'm going to read from my manual, Miss Taylor. Is that okay? Yes, so they know why you're reading and they know that you're new. Okay, that this is really important. Okay? Any questions so far? Let's wrap this up. Taylor, finish the page. Thanks for being a strong reader.
No problem. Transition to demo. Like I said on the phone, you don't have to get anything. But if you see something you like, you can get it today. Not only would you be getting a great product, you would be helping me out too. Cutco is awesome. You can buy sets or pieces, and we have tons of accessories and gifts.
Okay, stop for a second. Underline awesome 3 times. Remember, it's not what you say, it's yeah. Ready? Watch me and listen. Miss Taylor, Cutco's awesome. Really? Or, ready? Miss Taylor, Cutco's awesome. So remember, people don't buy Cutco, they buy your enthusiasm and belief. So think of it this way. A colleague of mine said it best. The right amount of enthusiasm is 1 level above awkward for you. Just one, not 10. That's just straight awkward. I mean, Mrs. Jones, Cutco is awesome. So whatever's like a little uncomfortable, go a tiny bit more. Why? Because it might be a little bit uncomfortable for you, but who is it not uncomfortable for? The customer, because they're going to read that. Okay, so Cutco is awesome. Smile, let them know. Okay, finish it up.
We also have interest-free monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at once. Just so I know, do you cook because you have to, like to, or love to?
You know us, Taylor. We love to. We are the Top Chef house, you know?
Great. You're going to love Cutco.
Wonderful. Okay, stop for a second. Let's do a quick test review. Ready? Number one, how many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to do what? Connect and
Connect.
explain.
Why?
What's the best way to start conversation? Ask lots of
Questions.
Okay, when you're speaking to people, what are some things you can talk about to build rapport?
Have kids.
Yes.
Kids.
They all start with what letter?
P.
Yeah, cool. What's the red? The contest, the one that you kind of know but don't know all about. Okay. What's the letter? Who's the letter from?
President.
What do you have to sell to hit it?
30,000.
30, $10,000. Okay. All-American Scholarship, that's based on major and your grades, right?
No.
What's it based on?
Sales.
Sales. Good. Okay, good. And Cutco is what? Is it awesome? What is it?
Awesome.
God, nice job. Turn to the person next to you. Give them a high five. Say nice job. Nice job. Nice job. Nice job. Turn to someone that you look at someone across the room and say, hey, you got this. Point to you got this.
You got
You
this.
got this. Okay. Next page, Taylor. Thank you for being a strong reader. Who else is a strong reader? Marty, you had your hand raised. Okay. Ready? Eyes up here. How many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to
Connect.
and explain.
Why?
Second step is to what? Establish credibility. At the top of page 2, write down establish credibility. Establish credibility. Okay. And then even tells you what page to turn to. Lottie, can you read the very top? Turn to.
Turn to the company page in your blue book.
So right here, you turn to the company page in your blue book. So far, so good? Okay. Lottie, you can go with before we begin.
Before we begin, we're gonna need your favorite
Serrated.
serrated edge knife, straight edge knife, and steak knife. We'll also need a shiny penny as well as food to cut up on and snack on. Take out the food you brought. Today I'll tell you why Cutco is the top-selling American-made brand in the U.S. And we'll take a look at our product line and then review prices and specials at the end.
Okay. And then Mrs.
Mrs.
Jones.
Jones, I only work through referrals, so I hope you like me and Cutco enough to tell some of your friends about me.
Okay, stop for a second. Pretty easy. So we're just introducing, what are we having them pull out? Their knives, right? For what?
Compare.
Yeah, for the comparison. Cool. Side note. Anyone habla español? So we have a training manual. So I'm assuming if you speak Spanish, but you're speaking to me in English, you also speak Spanglish or English, right? So we're going to give you the training manual tomorrow because it's easy to translate it after you've gone through the English version. But if you want, just so you know how to say the things in Spanish, okay? It's really, really simple. Cool. Continue, please. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you a little bit about the company.
And what are you going to point to? You're going to point to the company page with what?
Pen.
Yeah, pen. Go ahead. Closed pen. There you go. Good, Maddie.
Since 1949, all Cutco knives have been made in the United States in our factory in Olean, New York.
Okay, stop. Perfect. Everyone repeat after me. Olean.
Olean.
One more time. Ready? Everyone. Olean.
Olean.
Good. Sometimes we mispronounce it and they say Olean. Right? It's Olean, New York. Okay. One more time. Olean.
Olean.
Okay. Keep going.
We sell over 200 million worth of Cutco annually and have over 16 million customers.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have seen us on TV on shows like Modern Marvels and Made in America. It's one of the only products you can buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. Cutco is a product producer of many K-bar?
There you go. Everyone repeat after me. K-bar.
K-bar.
One more. K-bar.
K-bar.
Keep going.
K-bar knives used by both military and law enforcement agencies.
Okay. Let me tell you about a couple things here. So here's some secret sauce fire litness for you. Okay. You talk about the company. One of the greatest things about our company is that you don't have to build up the company if the company is already that great. So we've got Martin Marvels made in America. Right here's some special sauce. Oprah, Dr. Phil, Travel Channel. These are three. I mean, I could go on and on of different places that are talking about Cutco. Dr. Phil, Oprah, Travel Channel. K-bar knives, by the way, if you know anyone that's in the military, specifically the United States Marine Corps, just so you know, the official military issued knife of the United States Marine Corps is the K-bar knife, and that's who we manufacture the knives for the Marines. It's pretty cool. So I'll show you a cool version during the break. But we also have a civilian version. This is like, it's more of a camping knife, right? So here. Sorry. Okay, so if you notice, it's got the edge. This is for like twigs and branches to make your firewood. It's got the sharp knife for whatever you have to cut, whether it's food or fruits and berries. It's got a little sling here. But if you ask anyone that's in the military, they'll tell you, oh yeah, K-bar. I know K-bar. They all have one, okay? David Delgado, one of our assistants, our district office manager. He's a two tours to Iraq from the Army, and he knows K-Bar very well. So what do you think that says about credibility when you can say, yeah, we're the company that makes the knives for the Marines, the United States Marine Corps? What does that do? It increases what? Credibility. Yeah, it's just one of many things. So as much credibility you can create on this page, the better. Okay? As much as you can. Miss Madi, when you're ready, we'll go to start off.
To start off, I'd like to show you 2 products that demonstrate the quality of Cutco. Super shears. Everyone loves our shears.
Okay. Now see where it says cut penny? Put that in parentheses so you don't say that by accident.
I was about to say.
Yeah. You don't say cut penny, take apart. Oops. Okay. Everyone loves our shears. And then Madi, go ahead and explain them after you cut through the penny.
The high carbon stainless steel makes them good for everything in the kitchen, as well as indoor and outdoor products. They are dishwasher safe and come apart for easy cleaning.
Okay. So let me give you an idea of how the scissors work. And remember this part? You're in virtual appointment. Obviously, you'll do it live, and Luke will teach you how to cut the pennies tomorrow. But okay, the little indicator. So this is how the scissors work. Pretty cool. And they come apart for easy cleaning. Then we'll teach you how to cut around the edge of the penny. It's all technique. It's not strength. And notice how it can cut through broccoli stems. It's not just for hard things like pennies. It's also delicate and accurate for gauze. Look at that. Pretty cool. Plastic packaging. You ever open something? Crowd pleaser there. All right. Leather. Okay. That's wire for, let's say, arts and crafts or in the garden. Okay. Cardboard, which if you know, cardboard dulls knives and scissors very quickly. More leather, more gauze. Okay. And then just showing that it's not only durable and tough, but easy to cut through. Okay. And then the second thing you'll show is the peeler. Miss Marty, let's continue to read the veggie peeler. You've got to try.
Veggie peeler. You gotta try out this peeler.
And then ready? Parentheses. Let customer peel. So you don't do what Marty just did. Go ahead, Marty.
It peels in both directions. All of our gadgets and accessories are guaranteed forever and dishwasher safe. A lot of customers end up getting one of these 2 items for free. I'll show you how later.
Okay, and then let me give you an idea of how this works here. So look, it goes very sharp one way, but because it's got a double-sided edge, and you'll see this with the papaya, down, but watch, down, and then you can go back up. So look how much more efficient that is. Isn't that cool? Okay. And of course, cucumbers, carrots, anything with skin. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward. Okay, good. And then wrap us up, Miss Madi.
Let me show you where we got the idea for coffee.
Okay, real quick, I'll do one more review. Ready? All together. How many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to
Connect.
and explain
Why.
Yeah, what's one way to start conversation? Ask lots of
Questions.
Okay, step number 2 is to establish.
Credibility.
And how do you establish credibility? What do you talk about?
Oh, great.
Cutco, how long it's been around? What else?
The Marines.
The Marine Corps, K-Bar Knives, what shows we've been on. Who can, don't look, see if it's stuck already. What year did we start making Cutco? 1949. There you go. Ready? That was only one time reading. What happens when you practice this? It's going to stick. How many millions of customers?
16.
How much do we sell every year? Over
200 million.
200 million. Good. Okay. And what 2 products did we use in the beginning to catch their attention? Scissors.
Peeler.
And the peeler. Nice job. You guys now know the first 2 steps, and that was 16 minutes. How's that sound? Cool. Turn to your partner. Give him one of these. No. I didn't say high five.
Oh,
Take that back. Take it back. You ready? Give him one of these. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Turn the page. Let's work. Ready? Everyone up here? How many steps to the sale?
7.
Everyone, how many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to connect and explain.
Why.
Second step is to establish.
Credibility.
Third step is to create something. What are we creating?
Problem.
Yeah, at the top of page 2, write down create a problem. Lots of sales coming in. Nice. Great problem. Madi, thank you for reading. Who else feels confident and strong in reading? Isabella, nice fast hand up. I got you. Okay. So you also have to turn the page. I think what's the secret fire lit sausage juice that I gave you? What do you point with? Pen. Closed pen. Okay. So now we're on this page. Isa will go with Mrs. Jones at the top.
Mrs. Jones, most people have the world's most expensive set of knives.
And then you point to the jump knife drawer. Go for it.
The average knife set is designed to last 2 years, so most households waste a ton of money replacing cheap knives over and over. Let me show you this on paper.
Okay, circle where it says, let me show you this on paper. That's me, by the way. Yeah, that's me. All the iPhone users just wouldn't. Let me show you this on paper. And why do you think it's important? Who wants to take a wild guess of why we want to show things on paper? Visual. Okay? Really visual. So let me give you an idea. When you write things on paper, imagine this to be your full 8.5 by 11 notebook. Yeah, so let's say it's this size. Okay? When you draw things out for the customer, you don't want to write like this. Why? Because they can't see it. So what you're going to do is say, Mr. Jones, let me show you this on paper, and I'll write the math. You want to take the full length of the paper so that when you turn it, you show it to who? You show it to the customer, because ready, seeing is what? Seeing is believing. I'll talk about that on this page. Okay? Thank you. We'll continue with, sorry, Isa. Let me show you this on paper. You probably know.
You probably know this better than I do, but cheap knives have a lot of problems. They also cost a lot of money over time.
Okay, and then we'll go step by step. And this is what you draw. Go ahead.
An average junk knife is $10.
I'll put $10 average. Okay, and if you want, sorry, you can write up here the math, just to remind you. Okay, $10 average. Keep going.
An average of 8 knives in a set is $80 per set.
Okay, so 8 knives in a set is 80 knives.
Replaced every 2 years for 40 years is 20 replacements.
20 replacements.
Which is $1,600 on junk knives.
Then do a little sad face. So it's very clear that this is not good. So I'll blow it up. $10 average, right? Times 8 knives is $80 in your drawer, Mrs. Jones. Over 40 years, you have to replace them at least half every 2 years. That's 20 replacements. Works out to $1,600, Mrs. Jones. And turn the paper to them, Mrs. Jones. And you could have gotten a better TV or a laptop, because that's all our sets cost. I'll say it again. Mrs. Jones, and you don't say this, but it just shows, Mrs. Jones, it's $1,600. That's a laptop, that's a TV, instead of buying old knives again. Okay? So far, so good. Keep going.
They are unsanitary, unsafe, and unenjoyable.
There you go. So now you're going to create the problem. We're going to go through all the different things that people have problems with when they have old junky knives that aren't Cutco, that aren't the Ferrari, but also if they don't get the Wusthof and the Schön and the Henkels, which is the Mercedes, Lexus, BMW, they're going to deal with these problems all day long. So, Lisa, we'll start with handles.
These are 2 types of handles. Wood handles are attractive when new, but they are extremely unsanitary.
Okay, so you'll point to this handle, okay? And notice, what does it say all the way to the right?
Gross face.
Gross face. You ready? Watch, I'll do this one. Mrs. Jones, wooden knives are attractive when new, but they're really unsanitary, okay? They absorb liquids, bacteria, grease, germs. What am I doing? I'm showing my face, right? Okay. This is really important. With communication, 15, this is the secret sauce fire litness. The lit fire. 15, 30, and 55. Who's ever taken speech class? Communication class? Okay, you know this then. But this is a big part of why people don't buy just Cutco. What do they buy? 2 things from you. Your enthusiasm and your belief. This is how you do it. 15% of communication are the words that you use. Okay? So that's why the script is really important. But you notice it's only 15%. High or low percentage? It's really low. Like, for example, this is the great example. In South Florida, we have so many different wonderful nationalities, different languages. How many of you know someone that doesn't necessarily speak English so well, but they're still a great communicator? Yeah, it's because it's not the words. Ready? It's not what you say. What is it?
How you say
It's how you say it. So 30% is voice inflection. Voice inflection. So if you're really excited, you know someone's really excited. Why? Because how are they talking? Like that. But if someone's really not happy, you know. Right? If they're sad. Hey, honey, what's wrong? Nothing. Right? Okay? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. How many of you feel like you've heard that before? Okay, but this next part is where you make money with us. This next part is where you're able to show enthusiasm. This next part makes you a better communicator. It's not what you say, one more time, it's but actions speak louder than words. 55% of communication is body language. It's your body language. So watch, I don't even have to say anything and I can communicate. What am I communicating right now? What am I communicating right now? Right? What am I communicating right now? Right? Didn't say anything. So ready? Mrs. Jones, watch. Mrs. Jones. Wood handles. You already know where I'm going. Versus, watch, well, don't do the wrong face. Don't go, Mrs. Jones, wood handles, really gross. You gotta have to have the appropriate body language, okay? Even when you, that's not just for this part. That's, ready, Mrs. Jones? So, Miss Anna, of the 3 sets, you like the middle one? Okay, great. So, Miss Anna, did you want to get that one today? What am I doing?
Smiling.
And nodding what? No? What if I do this? Miss Anna, so did you want to get that today? What's that? What happens when I do that? You want to say no. So ready? Think about your body language. Far so good? Okay, good. Continue after wooden handles. So, let me give you an example of wooden handles. These are nasty. And dull, so it's okay. Gasping as I grab these wooden handles. Okay. Look at these wooden handles. Right? They fade. They absorb dirt, bacteria, palm sweat, chicken blood, grease. Okay, this is all true. Or you put them in the dishwasher, and what you don't realize is that all the nastiness is swirling around inside the dishwasher, and wood is porous like a sponge. So what's it doing? It's absorbing, right? Think about that. Then you touch the wooden handle, then you touch your food, you don't wash your hand, you might as well lick the handle. That's really gross. See my face too? Okay, so wooden handles, yes sir.
Can the dishwasher go over plate?
Oh yeah, that too. That's a whole nother story. Yeah, we'll get to that. That's true. Okay. So let's take a look. Wooden handles are the most unsanitary type of handles you can have. Okay, let's go to the second type of handle, Miss Lisa.
Plastic handles are usually cheaply constructed, so they melt, tip, crack, and break. They are slippery when wet, which is extremely dangerous while you're cutting.
Okay, so then you'll point to the plastic handle. It's all in order. Wooden handle, plastic handle. But let me show you why these are so nasty. Let's do that. Okay. You can just see they scratch. Okay, they're slippery. They break easy. This one wasn't even broken when I got it from an old customer, but it broke because it was in the drawer and we jumble around. See how cheap it is on the inside? It's all hollow. Happens all the time. And here's the most dangerous part. Not only do they break easily, but they're slippery. Okay, because when they're wet, they just slip as oil. Okay, so let's say I'm cutting, I'm more likely to slip and it falls out. Your child's walking around, the dog, that's dangerous. Or it slips the other way, where I'm cutting, it doesn't cut through, it catches, my hand slips onto the blade. That's also dangerous. Okay, my brother is an emergency room physician for pediatrics, and this is no joke. All the time, he gets finger cuts of, little baby wanting to help, or little child wanting to help mommy cut for breakfast, and he slipped like that all the time. I was like, hey man, I thought he even cut go why? Because the kid came in and showed us, right? So it's true story. So keep that in mind, okay? So far so good. Every time, thumbs up if you understand the difference between the handles. What's wrong with wooden handles? Yeah, what's wrong with plastic handles? Slippery and they're very cheap. Okay, good. Next one we'll do is construction. Go ahead, Isa.
Common knives are constructed very poorly.
Okay, go ahead.
Most knives have a partial tang with less steel, making them weak and unbalanced so they break easily.
Okay, circle the word tang and put a little arrow coming out of it, like that. Circle the word tang and put a little arrow coming out. Okay. And the tang is how far the blade goes through the handle. Tang is how far the blade goes through the handle. How far the blade goes through the handle. So let me give you an example. If you look at this knife, the blade goes all the way up and down through the handle. From the top all the way to the bottom. See the steel in the middle? Goes all the way through, up and down. These knives, notice it stops here and here. See the blade stops? Why would a company stop the blade? Saves money, it's cheaper. Yeah, but there's a problem with that. Read that sentence one more time. What's the problem with partial tang knives, Isa?
Most knives have a partial tang with the steel, making them weak and unbalanced so they break easily.
And they break easily. So let me give you some Secrets Fire special sauce litmus fire. Ready? Show it to a customer. Don't just say it. Especially this part, because it's really visual. I show it with a pen. Right? So I'll say, Miss Jones, actually, can I take your hand real quick? Can I borrow your hand? And you put the pen halfway through their hand. So I want you to follow me. Take your pen in one hand. Open your hand, your empty hand. Put it halfway through. Not all the way. Halfway through. Okay? I want you to hold it. So this hand represents the wood or the plastic. This represents the blade. So if you go like this, where do you feel it jabbing into?
The middle.
Right in the middle. So ready? If this is a knife, when that knife breaks, because you're putting all that pressure, where is it also going to break into? Your hand. What's wrong with that? It's dangerous. Also, watch. If you go like this, no. What happened? It's going to slip and pop out. Same thing with the knives. So, Mrs. Jones, let me show you a full tang. Do this. All the way through. Where's it stabbing? Nowhere. And that's not coming out. Okay, so what's better, partial or full tang? Okay, so if you want to write down just show pen or pen in the hand, however you want to explain it. Okay. Good. Miss Isa, next one, rivets.
Most rivets are made of brass, which expands, contracts, and loosens, creating unsanitary gas.
Okay, circle rivets, put an arrow again. And rivets are nails. Rivets are nails. Okay. Rivets are nails. So if you look here, you point to these rivets and these nails. But if you notice, if you look closely, I'll use Roberto. What do you see around the nails? What color?
It's like dark.
Yeah, it's dark brown. Okay, let me show you real knives that have the dark brown. It's gross. Okay. Mahila, what color do you see, young lady, around the nail? What color is that? Green. Hold the knife and pass it around. Right? What color do you see? Green. And then it's nothing here. Brown, if you look. Green and brown. You know what that is? Food that didn't get washed off. Sticking around for just no good reason. It's gross. Okay. Ready? You go home, open up your knife drawer. You've got many of you have knives like that in your drawer. And what happens is you might not even use them, but they're sitting there contaminating the rest of the knives. And whose job is it to explain that to a customer? Our job. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. So everyone understands construction, tang rivets. Okay. We'll keep going with the steel. Lisa, continue.
There are two types of steels. Carbon steel is strong, but it rusts and corrodes, which is unattractive and unsanitary.
Okay, what kind of face do you think you make there? Rust and corrodes. See my face? Give me your best yucky face. Let's see it. Oliver, good one. Man, that's a stinky, stanky face. Oh my gosh. Right? Good. Okay. Keep going.
Stainless steel looks good, but it's a soft metal, so it won't stay sharp, and it's difficult to sharpen.
Okay, so let's show you the two differences, right? Here's carbon steel. I don't have to say anything. Look at it. Right? And that rust goes into the food. Now, who would buy this? Well, when it's new, it doesn't look like this. When it's new, it's really sharp, but it gets like this over time. That's wrong. That's what's wrong with carbon steel. It's really sharp, but unsanitary, gross, so you can make the face. Stainless steel, the problem with stainless steel is that it's not going to get all nasty, but what happens to the knife easily? It dulls. Look, would you run your finger over a new knife like that? No, I'm pushing hard onto my hand. It's not doing anything. And if I go like this, I'm not going to go all the way, but you can see I could pretty easily bend that. That means the knife is going to go dull quickly, and it can snap and break easily if you put enough pressure. Okay? Continue.
Have some of your knives gone dull over the years, Mrs. Jones?
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time, you said. Keep going. Let's talk about the edges.
There are two types of edges. Serrated edges rip and tear your food and cannot be resharpened.
Okay, so here are the teeth. You guys see that? With the teeth. And you can see it looks like this, serrated edge. Anyone know the problem with serrated edges besides the fact that it just rips through and crushes your food, like not in a nice way? You can't sharpen them. Yeah. And they look like this. Right? Does anyone know what dulls a knife? It's not the food.
The cutting board.
Use and then cutting board. Yeah. Use it a lot and it hits the cutting board. So every time it hits the cutting board, eventually it's round, and you can't resharpen that. Actually, you can professionally, but you tell me what Mac mom has time to go to a professional knife sharpening service. Yeah, the busiest people in the world. You see that? So they just throw it out, get a new knife set, or sit with the junk they have and just feel bad and hate what they have. Okay, good. Keep going.
Straight edges make a smooth cut, but they have to be sharpened to remain effective.
Okay, so you understand that too, right? This one, even worse, when it hits the food, cutting board, dull, very quickly.
The hard cutting surfaces dulls a knife, not the food. Both of these edges directly contact the cutting board, dulling them quickly. A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp one because then you have to push harder.
Okay, that's the Boy Scouts, ready? A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. Why?
To push more.
Yeah, think about that, right? My Heidi's essentially a surgeon, right? She does procedures on kids. She want a dull scalpel or sharp scalpel? Why? Because it cuts and you can control it. When it's dull, what happens? You have to put more pressure and you're all over the place. Yeah, so you should want sharp knives. If you have a customer that says, well, I don't want the sharp knives around kids. If you're a smart parent, you don't put sharp knives around kids. What do you go? Hey, honey, here, hold that. No! So ready? Sharp knife is a better knife, but it's less likely to cut yourself into pressure, okay? And at the bottom, we'll skip for this for tomorrow. If they do have knives, but they're not junk knives, like we're just talking about junk. Some of you, if you open up your drawer, your parents are like into nice stuff. It's not junk, or maybe it's cut already, okay? If they don't have this, but they have something pretty good, like the Lexus, Mercedes, BMW knives, at the bottom, I will just read the first part. It says, if customer, you said?
If the customer has one of these three high-quality brands, Woodstock, Henkel's,
And?
and Shun.
Okay, ready? Good. Everyone repeat with me. Wusthof.
Wusthof.
One more time. Wusthof.
Wusthof.
It's German. Ready? Henkels.
Henkels.
One more time. Henkels.
Henkels.
And then Schön.
Schön.
That's Japanese. So it's German, Japanese. Wusthof.
Wusthof.
Henkels.
Henkels.
Schön.
Schön.
Okay, that's Lexus, Mercedes, BMW. They have those. They have good knives. They have those. They have excellent knives that last 2+ years without any service. If they have those, they have the knives that some chefs use on TV. But we still have the fraud. Remember that. I'm serious. I mean, they have good knives, but they're not dishwasher safe. This is what Ryan was saying. You put those in the dishwasher. If you have a Henkel's owner, a Wusthof owner, and you put their knives in a dishwasher, they will get so mad at you. You can put ours in the dishwasher. Okay, so just keep in mind, our goal is not to bash those. I'll show you tomorrow. It's easy to sell to those people because what do they already appreciate? Quality and good investments. Okay, these are the people who probably would never buy a cheap Target laptop. They would only buy a nice PC or a Mac because they want good quality to start. Okay, good. Let's do a quick review. Ready? One more time. How many steps to the sale?
7.
One more time. How many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to do what?
Connect.
And explain.
Why.
Second step is to establish.
Credibility.
Third step is to create a.
Problem.
What's the problem with their knives? Yeah, and what happens financially in the long run? Yeah, what do you want to do to make sure they visually see it?
Draw it.
How big?
Big.
Yeah, the whole paper. Okay, what's wrong with, put someone on the spot. Roberto, what's wrong with wooden handle knives?
They're unsanitary. They're gross.
Okay, good. Why make the face? But seriously, why make the face? Because 55% of communication is what?
Body
What's your body language? Good. What's the tang of a knife? Okay, how do you show, Isa, how do you show the tang to a customer? With the pen. Anna, what's the rivet of a knife?
That is the like the nails that are.
Okay, I love what she just did. It makes my point of body language. She couldn't get the words out, but she just pointed. That's all you gotta do. It's like you get the point, right? 55% of communication is body language. Nice work. Okay. What's wrong with serrated edge knives with the teeth? Baby sharp. What do they do to the food? Okay. What dulls a knife? Is it the food? Yeah. Cutting board. Nice job. All right. Find someone random, make awkward eye contact, and just nod. Go. Mm-hmm. You got it. Nice job. Okay. Do me a favor. Everyone, stuff down. Stand up real quick. Do a quick stretch. Nice work. Excellent. We're almost to break. Nice job. Nice job. By the way, we're already almost halfway through training. Almost done. And the hardest part we just finished. Cool. Nice work. Hands on your hips. Lean to your right. Your right. There you go. Lean back. Okay, shake out your legs. Check it out. Ready? Want to be inhale through your nose and arms up to your chest to expand your rib cage. 1, 2, 3. Exhale real slow through your mouth. Okay, elbows in so you don't elbow anyone. Twist. Get some core rotation. Okay, ready? Inhale. Exhale real slow. Shake it out. Okay. Push your fingers down like that. Ooh, nice. Other way around. You go like me? Yeah, you can. Okay, ready? I know. I know what's going on. Roll your arms. Ready? Inhale. Hold it. Exhale real slow. Turn to the person next to you. High five. Say, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Have a seat.
I know this group's gonna do well because I don't think we've ever had a whole training group actually get their hands with it.
Yeah.
And you guys aren't too cool for school. You did it, and it feels good, right? Like,
All right, have a seat. Have a seat. And Luke, if there are any other stop-bys, keep them coming.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to do this section first, and then we're going to read it. So if I'm going to stop and do it before we teach it, what does that show? This is a really important page. This is where you sell Cutco. Okay. Everyone, how many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to?
Connect.
First step is to?
Connect.
Explain why you're working. Second step is to establish.
Credibility.
Third step is to create a.
Problem.
So now we're going to offer the
Solution.
At the top of page 3, write down 4. Offer a solution. Okay. Offer a solution. And Ms. Mihaela, would you mind bringing your chair up here? And you can bring your notebook so you can take notes. Yeah. Okay. So far, so good? Okay. So where's your training manual that you read from? Where do you put it?
Behind.
Behind you. Okay. So if you notice, this is the corner of the kitchen table, let's say. How come you don't want them all the way across the table? Because you're and you're not, and you got a rope test, and it's all kind of awkward, okay? So we're on this page. And you guys have the words. My friend says it best. You guys have the lyrics already. Listen to the music, and then we'll do the lyrics later, okay? So we're on page 4. And you can follow along if you like, but just pay attention to the music. I'll do page 3 first. So, Ms. Mihaela, let me show you and Mr. Jones why so many people choose to invest instead of Cutco. Okay. So there are 5 features that make Cutco the world's finest set of cutlery. Ready? Check that out. Yeah. Cool, huh? Can you hold that? Feels nice?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me explain that real quick. How does that feel in your hand?
Perfect.
Yeah. Mrs. Jones, the first feature is our universal wedge lock handle, which fits any size hand. If you hold it, you can notice it's a universal design. It locks your hand into place and increases control and safety while reducing fatigue. It also makes Cutco way more expensive, just so you know, way more expensive, but it's worth it because if you notice, it's really comfortable and you have all this safety and control. The second feature, if you just take a look at the material of the handle, it's called thermal resin, which will never crack or chip. And this one, it's a really expensive material, by the way, but it's worth it because it's dishwasher safe and sanitary. And here's some cool things I learned in training from my manager. It's similar materials as bowling balls and football helmets. So you know how much abuse those things go through. So that's a very similar material. So we use it. And again, it's expensive, but it's the best. Okay. The third feature, Ms. Mihaela, is our full tang construction. Remember the pen I did with your hand? So if you notice, this goes all the way through. That's a full tang. Okay. Now, the full tang, of course, is more expensive, but it's worth it because it creates strength and balance. And then there are 3, not 2, but 3 nickel silver rivets. And if you run your finger across, you feel that? They're flush with the handle. So they're actually brushed down so you can't catch any food. So it makes it way more stronger rather, and also sanitary and safe. Okay. The fourth feature, if you take a look, is the steel. So if you notice how beautiful that steel is, okay. The fourth feature is our high-grade steel. The steel is expensive to use, but it's worth it because it's the best of both worlds. Actually, the grade I found out in training is called a 440A steel. That's 440A. And that grade is the highest grade of steel in any kitchen cutlery in the world, minus handcrafted, $2,000 piece knives, okay? The fifth feature is our most famous, and that's our exclusive Stay Sharp Double D edge. Now let's compare how the different types of edges work. Okay, so we're gonna do a little test. Ready? This is more fun. So I have this cutting board that my manager gave me, and I have this rope. Okay, we use rope, and we cut rope because it's tough like vegetables and meats. but it will not hurt your knife's edge. So your knives won't get damaged. And remember, Cutco's really sharp, so be careful when we do test, okay? So let me get your knives first. So we'll take your straight edge knife. Okay, let's start with that. And what I'm gonna do, put Cutco to the side. I'm gonna give it to you. Let me guide your hand. So I'm gonna hold the rope, and when I say go, Miss Mihaela, you're gonna push down, and don't start yet. The whole point is to try and go one big stroke. If not, we'll go back and forth, and we'll count out loud like a contest. Okay, ready? Go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pause for a second. Some knives will never get through. You can just say, you get the point.
Yeah.
All right. Some knives take 1, 2, 3. You know, if they're brand new and they're wussed off and really nice, they might take 1 or 2 strokes. Okay. But most take anywhere between 5 to 20. Okay. Then, Miss Mihaela, I want you to take your serrated edge knife with the teeth. Okay. Same thing. Give your hand. Okay. When I say go, ready? Go for it. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now you hear the difference. Yeah. But you see the difference too?
Yeah.
It just rips through the food and look, it's all over the place. Okay. Take that. Ready? Okay, here we go. Same thing. And then when I say go, let me hold it first. Over there. Ready, 1. Push down hard. Go for it. Oh. Oh. I really can't pick it up. Okay. How awesome is that?
Not even half.
Yeah. You see that? And look how smooth. Feel that. Smooth like a straight cut. That awesome? That's called our double D edge. So actually, let me explain that to you. Okay. Unlike a serrated edge, Cutco's double D edge has 3 straight edges that actually cut smoothly forwards, backwards, and straight down. And here's a picture, but I actually want to show you on paper, Mr. Jones. So let me show you here how the edge works. And this is what I'll draw. Mrs. Jones, a normal straight edge will dull a knife. Oh, it'll be like this. A normal straight edge, Mrs. Jones, remember it'll dull very quickly because of the cutting board. Every time you hit the food, it hits the cutting board. Hit the food, hit the cutting board. That problem with that is just not sharp after a very short period of time. Then you have the serrated edge with the teeth. And as you saw, it rips and tears the food, and eventually it's not sharp anymore. So, Ms. Mihaela, the edge that we have is called double D. It stands for double durable. And it looks like this. It looks very similar, but not the same as a serrated edge. Okay, so it looks similar, but it's not the same. And here's why. Our points, they look like a serrated edge. Our points don't cut. Our points only protect. So they hit the cutting board, so there's no dulling, and they protect 3 razor sharp recess edges. So it cuts forwards, backwards, and straight down. So that's why it leads to cutting through the cutting board. Here's the great thing, the points protect the recessed edges from dulling on the cutting board, keeping each knife sharp for up to 10 years, and they can still be resharpened with the guarantee. Most knives, while most of our knives have this double D edge for cutting back and forth, some Cutco knives also have a straight edge for just chopping straight down or cutting up in the air. So this unique edge, it's really expensive, Mrs. Jones, but it's definitely worth it. Okay? So, time out. By the way, can we get snaps from my customer? Thanks, Ms. Mihaela. Nice job. All right. Have a seat. So what did you notice? What are some things you take away from this very important page of selling the product with enthusiasm? Daniel.
The moment you took out the Cutco knife, it was this whole presentation of
Yeah, ready? Okay, you stole the words. I presented, I didn't show. There's a difference, right? I presented, I didn't show. I didn't hand her Cutco, I presented Cutco. So watch. I handed her roll knives, but I presented. How many hands? 2. Yeah, okay. You want some secret, I'll do secret fire in a second. What else? Go ahead, Mira.
I noticed you kept on pointing out how expensive they are.
Okay.
But then you would
How many times did I say expensive? 10 plus. There you go. It's Kyrie right there. I like Kyrie. Okay. So, yes, buckets. Right. Sorry. So here's what's really interesting. Expensive, expensive, expensive. So why am I saying expensive so much? Number one, and we'll go this way.
When you acknowledge your own
Quality. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Taylor.
They appreciate it more. Saying like, listen, this
Of
product is
course. Of course. When you say expensive, okay, for instance, want some fire special secret sauce? Mrs. Jones, let me show you. This is the Ferrari of knives. If someone says, hey, we're going to go test drive a Ferrari, you go, oh, really? Well, can I get in it? Why? Because you know it's expensive. You know it's high quality. When you say the word expensive, you're building up the value so high so that when you finally compare it to Lexus, Mercedes, we're all the way here. But when you give the price of the Camry, it's that much more impactful. Okay? So it's really important to stress expensive. So that's my other fire secret sauce. The more you say expensive, the better on this page. And some people say, well, I don't want to scare the customer. Ready? You won't scare the customer because all you're doing is building up the value of the product. And think of it this way: if you don't ensure them understanding how expensive and how great quality it is, what'll happen at the end when you ask them to place an order? They'll say, "What? Oh, it's too expensive." They'll say it's too expensive. Ready? Think about this: the Ferrari. Do you expect Ferrari to be cheap? What's it cost? You know what a Ferrari costs? Go to US 1. It's called the Collection and on Sunrise, and then right by WA actually. What's that called? There's a Ferrari dealership. Yeah. Okay. What's Ferrari cost? You know?
400.
Yeah, the highest ones, right? The minimum you're looking at 150, 100 plus more than 100. 150, 200. A house, a boat, for a car. Yeah. And when people get a Ferrari, do they go, "Yeah, I got a Ferrari"? No, I got a Ferrari. Why? Because they know what kind of quality did they get.
Highest.
Yeah, not just good, the absolute what? Yeah, they get the best. And how's the status feel? The best, right? How's the confidence feel? The best. Yeah. That's really important. That's really, really important. Write your question. Yeah. That's really, really important because when you have customers see the value, expensive. Think about this. I said, would you rather have a Camry or Ferrari? Would you rather have a Mercedes or a Ferrari? Why? Because Ferrari is nicer. Now, wouldn't you agree people with money like nicer things? ... Wouldn't you also agree that people maybe with not the same amount of money, but a decent amount of money also like nicer things? Wouldn't you also agree ... that broke college students like nicer things? So everyone likes what? Nicer things. So make sure they know how nice it is because they don't know that the price is not going to be what it should be later. I'll say it again. Make sure they know how expensive and nice it is because they don't know later that we're not going to give them the price it should be. We're going to give them the price that we can give them because we're factory direct. You see that? That's a really important point. Okay, so let's take the time to read through this section real quick. Let's take the time to read through this section. Thank you again, Isa, for reading. Thank you, Amadi, for reading. Thank you, Taylor, for reading. I need another strong, able reader. Okay, Mr. Michael in the back. We'll start at the top of page 4. Make sure you write down offer solution at the top. Everyone's got that? Offer solution at the top of page 4. And then, Michael, you're up.
So we're reading for?
Just straight down. There are 5 features.
There are 5 features that make Cutco the world's finest set of cutlery.
Okay, stop. Repeat after me. Cutlery.
Cutlery.
Everyone. Cutlery.
Cutlery.
Just think Cutco cutlery. One more time. Cutlery.
Cutlery.
Okay, it's a tongue twister sometimes. Sometimes it comes out cutlery like hair cutlery. One more time. Cutlery.
Cutlery.
You got it. Go ahead, Michael.
Polish and present petite carver black hand.
Now, do you do that? Say that or do that?
Do that.
Okay, put that in parentheses. Good job, Mike. And notice it says polish and what's the second P? Present, not hand. So how many hands?
Two.
See the difference here? Here's your knife. Ms. Jones, you ready? Here's our knife. Remember, people don't buy Cutco. They buy 2 things: your enthusiasm and your belief. This is where your enthusiasm and belief comes out. Okay? You want special secret sauce, Mrs. Jones? This is the Ferrari of knives when you hand it to them. You want special fire sauce, Mrs. Jones? And I even dipped my voice. Ms. Taylor, this is the Ferrari of knives. Right? So when you hear Ferrari, you don't think, oh, it must be pretty good. You think, oh, wow, it's Ferrari. Okay, so that's my special sauce for you. So we'll continue. How does that feel? Go ahead.
How does that feel in your hand?
Oh, wow, it's really comfortable, Mike. Wow, honey, check this out. Okay.
The first feature is our universal wedge lock handle, which fits in any size hand. The universal design locks your hand into place, increasing control and safety while reducing fatigue. This makes Cutco more expensive, but it's worth it because it's comfortable and safe.
Underline expensive 3 times. Emphasize expensive. Emphasize expensive. Emphasize expensive. Continue, Michael.
The second feature is our thermal resin handle, which will never chip or crack. It's an expensive material to use, but it's worth it because it's dishwasher safe and sanitary.
Who got some of the secret sauce from earlier? What's the similar to? Bowling balls and football helmets. So a lot of durability. Okay. Okay.
The third feature is our full tank construction. Using the extra steel is more expensive, but it's worth it because it creates strength and balance.
Okay. So notice it goes all the way through. Keep going.
3 nickel silver rivets are flush with the handle, making it strong and sanitary.
Okay. Again, expensive. We spend more money to get this to go all the way through. The thermoresin, no one uses thermoresin. It's either plastic or wood or somewhere in between, but we use the highest possible material because we don't just want them to have a good handle, a good tang, or a good construction. We want them to have the absolute what? Yeah, Ferrari, not Lexus Mercedes. Ferrari, not Camry. It's really important. They're not cheap, by the way. They're not cheap. But we give them an awesome price that they don't know about until the end because we're factory direct. So, good stuff. Continue, Michael.
The fourth feature is our very high-grade steel, 440 steel. This steel is expensive to use, but it's worth it because it has the best of both worlds.
Okay.
It has high carbon for edge retention, and it's stainless for beauty, making it sanitary and sharp.
And you can see how beautiful it looks. And notice there's some fingerprints already because just when we touched it. And all you have to do is take this cloth we give you for free. Right out of the box. Same thing. Cool. Easy to clean. Doesn't smear. Doesn't hold stains. Okay. Fifth feature.
Now, the fifth feature is our most famous. It's our exclusive Stay Sharp Double D edge. Let's compare how the different types of edges work.
Then you pull out the cutting board. Okay.
We cut rope because it's tough like vegetables and meats, but it will not hurt your knife's edge.
This is just, and you show the rope. This is why we use rope because it's gonna be like tough meats and vegetables, but it won't hurt. It won't break your knives. Okay. Next one.
And remember, it's sharp, so be careful.
So make sure. Whose knives do you want to cut through first? Ours or theirs?
Theirs.
Theirs, because you want to save the best.
Last.
And what kind of reaction should you have when you cut through with Cutco? Wow. Okay. Notice when she cut through, I didn't go, cool, huh? What did I do? I said, wow. Did you see that? Because remember, people buy two things. Your yeah, that's the most important part. The worst thing you can do is they cut through and you go, see? There you go. You got to get them excited. Okay. Michael, let's say after you cut through the rope, we're going to explain it. Give me the 4 bullets at the bottom, please.
One of the customer serrated edge,
Uh-huh.
customer straight edge,
Uh-huh.
and the Cutco petite carbon.
Yeah, so you cut through with ours last. And after you do that, go ahead and explain the 4 bullets, please.
So unlike a serrated edge, Cutco's Double D edge has 3 straight edges that smoothly cut forward, backward, and straight down.
Okay.
The points protect the recessed edges from dulling on the cutting board, keeping each knife sharp for up to 10 years, and they can still be resharpened.
Okay. On that first bullet where it says cuts forwards, backwards, and straight down, it says show customer picture of edge. Right underneath that, I would write down draw. Who remembers why? Because 55% of communication is body language. So you want to make sure that they can see that. Okay? And remember, this is how you take up the whole page. So if you want to draw this somewhere in the bottom so you have it, I'll give you 10, 15 seconds. You got the straight edge. You've got the straight edge. What's this? This is also the straight edge, but what?
It's dull.
Yeah, dull. And you got the double D edge. And I'll do it one more time so you see how to draw it. I just make 2 points and then I connect them. That's it.
You said the first one is the straight edge.
Straight edge, yep. This is straight edge. This is what's going to dull every time it hits the cutting board. This is the serrated edge with the teeth that rip through, but they can't be resharpened. So here's what happens when they become dull. They round off. Then over here is the double D edge, which is just like this. 1 point, 2 points, 3. So far, so good? Okay. So the really big thing I want you to write down at the very bottom. You guys have the Ferrari at the top? I want you to write down really big at the top, expensive. Write the word expensive really big. And then at the very bottom, I want you to write down expensive and enthusiasm at the very bottom. Okay, expensive and enthusiasm. Okay. So far, so good? Okay, so now part of the solution is not just the performance, but remember there are 2 things that make Cutco the best. First is quality and performance. Did we just cover that? What's the second thing that makes Cutco the best? The guarantee. So let's turn to page 5. And I'm just going to go quickly through the guarantee. We're not going to read this one. But I do want to read the first top sentence. Okay? So let's go, Michael, we're going to wrap us up. The best thing about Cutco. Page 5, sir.
So the Forever Guarantee. The best thing about Cutco is our 4-part Forever Guarantee. Cutco is one of the only products that you can buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. The product is your proof of purchase, and you can pass it down generation to generation.
There you go. So let me give you the 4th part. I'll summarize the 4th part. The first part means if there's anything wrong, it's called Forever Performance. If there's anything wrong with the performance and it's our fault, we replace it for free. I just bought a new golf club, right? It's like $300. If I got it and it was broken when I bought it, what would I expect without even question? That I can return it and get a free replacement. Yeah, and that's any great company. But the next 3 are what make us the best. Like that first one, performance, every company has that. If you want to stay in business, you should replace things that you messed up. It's 2, 3, and 4 that are the best. Second one's forever sharpness. That means if the knives are ever not to satisfactory cutting sharpness, 10, 15, 20 years, all they have to do is send it back for service, and it's replaced and resharpened for free. Right? Now, but we do say that Cutco takes about how long before you have to sharpen it? About 10 plus years. But do you think customers can, if they want to, return it or have it serviced sooner? Yeah, like my mom. It took her like 3 or 4 years, and I asked her, so my mom, by the way, 4 kids, cooked for an army all the time. So those knives were wearing a little bit. But after 4 years, she said, I'm going to have them reserviced. And I said, Mom, are they a little bit more dull? She said, no. I said, why are you sending it back? And her answer, some of you have moms like this. It's free, isn't it? Raise your hand if you have, it's free, isn't it, Mom? Yeah. Is that okay? Yeah, customer service, right? Okay, so you can have it sharpened. Number 3, it's if you mess up the product, unconventional use, like let's say you have a picnic and you run over it with a lawnmower. Okay, by accident, that's happened. That's true stories, right? Well, it's not Cutco's fault, but what they will do is they'll replace your product for half price instead of full price. Would you say it's pretty cool? Yeah. If it's your fault, I think it's really fair. And then number 4, unconditional money back guarantee. And actually, Michael, I'd like you to read this one because this is ready. If Cutco's not already sold by the time you get to this page, this last part sells it because there's zero pressure. Zero pressure, whether it's $300, $1,200, $1,900, $2,400, or a whole kitchen for $4,000 to $6,000, $7,000. Doesn't matter. Michael, at the top, or we have a number 4.
So we also have a 15-day risk-free money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason at all, you can get a full refund.
Okay, that means if there's no pressure. So if you're not happy, you can get a refund. And there's a part that says if the spouse is not present. What does that mean? Well, a lot of times we don't know whether the mom has what's called purchasing power. Who knows what that means when your mom has purchasing power?
She can make like decisions financially.
Ready? She can swipe and not have to call husband. That's my mom. My mom didn't call when she had to buy something for the kitchen. She had to buy clothes. She didn't have to call my dad. Okay? But then there's some families where, and that's okay, where they always have discussions about it. But just in case, if the husband's not there, I want you to make sure you read that sentence. So go ahead, Michael. What does it say? Let's say Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones, we can't always see both spouses together, so you can try out Cutco together for a few weeks, risk-free, and make sure you both love.
Ready? No pressure. Okay. And then the last thing is you give a personal guarantee. Go ahead, Michael.
Mrs. Jones, I know you are going to love what you choose to get today. If you ever need anything in the future, sharpening, servicing, or help with new products, please contact me, and I'll help you take care of it. I know you are going to love your Cutco.
Last 2 sentences, sir.
Cutco is such a great investment because you'll never have to buy another set ever again. And you can't beat American-made and forever guarantee.
Awesome. Let's do a quick review. Everyone? How many steps of the sale?
7.
First step is to connect, explain.
Why.
Second step is to establish.
Credibility.
Third is to create a
Problem.
offer a
Solution.
What's the solution? We just hand it to them?
No.
What do we do?
Present.
How many hands?
2.
Good. How do you speak about it?
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. What Cutco is the what?
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Why? Are we just good quality? We're the best. Okay. What's the handle called? Thermo resin. Okay. Similar to what? Bowling balls and partial or full tang. Okay. We have a very special surgical super sharp steel. It's a 440A. Why is a sharper knife better than a dull knife? Less pressure. Good. And then what's the wedge lock handle, right? What does it do? It locks the thumb and forefinger like this. Then we do the rope test. Who's knife first? Ours or theirs?
Theirs.
What kind of reaction do you have when you cut through with Cutco? Yeah, because remember, people don't buy Cutco, they buy your enthusiasm and your belief. Excellent. The guarantee, do you need a receipt? No, just having Cutco is the receipt. How many parts to the guarantee? Good. What happens if we mess up the product, the customer? Half price. Okay. What happens? Sorry, I told her. What happens if the company messes up and there's something wrong? What happens if the customer messes it up? Okay. How long do they have to try it out?
15 days.
Yeah, it's also 15 business days, so it's practically a month. Can you see why we sell so much Cutco? It's 15 business days. Okay. So far, so good. Because before we go to break, let me end with, I think, the most fun and interactive part of the presentation for customers when you cut food and take the Ferrari on a test drive. Okay. Let's turn. Ready? One more time. Steps to the sale. How many steps to the sale?
7.
First step is to? One more time. First step is to?
Connect.
Explain.
Why.
Second step is to establish.
Credibility.
Third is to create a
Problem.
offer a
Solution.
And now we're going to create a need. So at the top of page 6, write down create need. Thank you, Michael, for reading. And
You said 5 or 6?
page 6, I'm sorry, page 6, create need, and also page 7, they're both create need. At the top of page 6 and 7, create need. Okay. And Ms. Mahila, can I have you read at the top of page 6 when you're ready, Mrs. Jones? Take your time. Okay, so now the whole objective is to create an understanding why they need at least the basic tools. This is the set for people who what? Remembers. If you have to cook means you have kids. Later, we'll show them how they can get the 2 bigger laptops. And then even after that, if we have a customer that's really either just dying for Cutco everywhere, or money's no object, or a combination of the 2, we can show you how to get a Cutco kitchen when you call us up. Got it? Okay. So Mahela, Mrs. Jones.
Ms. Jones, you can buy individual pieces, but most customers agree that over a lifetime, sets are much better value.
Okay.
It's important to have the right tool for the right situation because of safety and efficiency.
Okay, I'll stop there for a second. It's really important, and think about the sentence, to have the right tool for the right job for safety and efficiency. I'll use the ladies first. Ladies, Kayla, I can tell you only have 1 pair of shoes, right?
No.
No. Roughly. A lot?
Yeah.
Okay. In the teens?
Yes.
Okay. 20 plus? Probably, right?
Probably.
Okay, cool. Why do you have more than 1 pair?
Because I want options.
Okay, A, options. That's a definite easy answer. What's another reason why any lady or guy, I have a lot of shoes, have more than 1 pair of shoes? Blake? Different situation. So she's a dancer. She's not going to take her high heels, like from prom, and wear those when she's doing ballet.
No.
Could she? Yes. Will she break her ankle? Probably. It's not the right tool. It's not the right shoe for the right job. Gentlemen, you might not deal with that and have a lot of shoes, but ready? Maybe it's to match outfits. How about golf clubs? You have different clubs for different shots. How about tools? You have different screwdrivers for different sizes. It's the same thing. So the whole goal of this page, and I want you to write down where it says, it's important to write tools for situation because of safety and efficiency. I want you to write down 2 words. I want you to write down shoes and tools. And if you know the customer's a golfer, golf. Shoes, right where it says safety and efficiency. So shoes, tools, or golf. And you'll say, Miss Mahela, how come you have more than 1 pair of shoes? Right, you need different uses, different styles, different functions, same thing. Okay? And especially if you have one of those moms who are what I call a one-knife bandit. Right? They use one knife for what?
Everything.
Everything. That's the wrong move because what happens to that knife? It gets dull. And they're also using the wrong tool for the wrong job, so it's not as safe. And we'll talk about that, okay? Ms. Mahela, continue. We have 2.
We have 2 larger set options for customers who love to cook called the Ultimate and the Signature.
Okay. First step here. Next step. Cross out Ultimate, and I want you to call it Complete. Cross out Ultimate, and I want you to call it Complete. Anyone want to take a guess as to why we want to call it Complete and not Ultimate?
Ultimate is kind of in your face a little bit.
In
where
your face.
Complete makes it more
Yeah, it's
as
soft.
to where you need it.
It's softer. Complete. Oh, God, hell, I don't want it. Right? Complete is aggressive, or it's a lot. It's everything. It's big. It's expensive. Complete is, oh, well, I need to have complete. I need to complete my kitchen. I need to complete my set. Okay? So never refer to the ultimate. It's just always the complete. So that sentence one more time, please. We have
We have two larger set options for customers who love to cook, called the Complete and the Signature.
So notice here, you're on this page, your eyes up here, and we'll practice this tomorrow. You'll just go, Mrs. Jones, we have two other sets. Let me show them real quick. They're called the Complete, okay, and the Signature. Okay, but I'm going to start with our pieces in the basic set, which is the most popular. I'll say it again. Mrs. Jones, so we have two larger sets. If you love to cook or enjoy cooking, like to cook, this is the Complete, and this is the Signature. But I'm going to start with our most basic. What did I also do to the homemaker? I made it look what? Way smaller, less intimidating. This is our 17-inch MacBook Pro. This is our 15-inch MacBook Pro, but this is our basic 13-inch MacBook Pro. Let me start with that. No pressure. You see that? Okay, continue. We'll go.
But I'm going to start with the set in our basics. I'm going to start with the pieces in our basic set, which is the most popular. It's called the Homemaker 8 plus 8.
Go ahead. It has the
minimum number of tools to do 100% of the jobs in your kitchen as efficiently as possible. It's the best value for average family, and it starts with your.
Okay, and then we're going to go through the different knives here. Okay, so take a look. I'm going to go through. And I'll review this whole thing tomorrow. Okay, this is the paring knife. Okay, notice everything is in order and it matches up with the book. That's the first thing you should see. Second, everything has a name, but I'm going to give you a nickname real quick. Here's why. Nicknames help you remember it better. Okay, so you have paring knife. I'm just going to go down the row. Next to paring knife, real big next to it, I want you to write down air. It's the air knife. Anything you cut up in the air. So this is the paring knife. This is the paring knife up in the air. So you'll never touch the ground with this knife. You'll never hit the cutting board. You'll always cut up in the air like the top of a strawberry or slicing bananas. You can see that, or the skin off of a kiwi. That's the paring knife up in the air. And look to the right of it in parentheses. Ms. Mihaela, what does it say to the right? Let customer.
Peel apple, potato, then explain.
Okay. So if you'll notice, it tells you if you have the knife or not. The second one, what does the second tool say?
The trim.
Yeah, let customer what? Cut.
Tomatoes and orange.
Okay. What does the third tool say, Mihaela?
The spatula is part of point to the picture in the blue.
Yeah, point to the picture in the book means you don't have it, so point to the picture. Thumbs up if you understand, right? Okay. So here's the order. Real simple. See the name of the tool, and then the nickname. You don't have to write this down. So you say, Mrs. Jones, the first tool is your paring knife, also known as the
Air knife.
air knife. Okay. You cut food or you point to the picture. Then you read the paragraph. Pretty straightforward. Mrs. Jones, the first tool is your paring knife, also known as your air knife. Oh, and here, let's go ahead and cut some apples, or let me grab that potato. Let's just cut that. See how good that is? Great. Mrs. Jones, Cutco's air knife has a long handle that makes it peeling and paring comfortable. You'll use this for small jobs in the air, but rarely on cutting boards. That's why you have your, what's the next tool you present? Trimmer. Ready? Nickname? Small stuff. Right next to it, write down small stuff. This is for anything that's small, okay? And let me give you a really cool rules of knives that you might not know since you're young and don't really cook as much. Whenever you have the knife, you always want the blade to be more than half, but not more than that, the size of the food. Okay, so for example, if I had a small lemon like that, it's more than half the size of the food, so this is perfect. Okay, if I have a grapefruit, this knife's too small, but I could use this. You see the difference? But this one would be just way overboard. So about half. Okay, that's the first rule. The trimmer is called for small stuff, and then you'll cut food. The third tool, this is the spatula spreader, and it's pretty obvious, but what's this knife? Ready? Sandwich. That's the nickname. Write down sandwich. So next to spatula spreader, just write down the word sandwich real big. Okay. And you don't have it. How do you know? Because it says point to the picture. Okay. Ready? A little quiz. How can you get it? You won't have it to start. How can you get it? Yeah, the contest. Good. That's our contest. Fourth is a petite carver. You definitely have this. We just cut something earlier in the presentation with this. What did we cut? The rope. Okay, so next to this, write down meat knife. Petite carver is the meat knife. Okay. And then you'll cut food and then read the paragraph. Turning fork. Okay. Nickname is serving piece. Nickname is serving piece. Next one, what's it called? The butcher knife, nickname, ready? Hard stuff. It's the knife for hard stuff. So think bone, think frozen. And here's the second rule of knives. So first rule is what? The knife has to be what length at least? Like, yeah, the food half, but the length of the knife double, okay? Second rule of knives are two types of knives. There's straight edge. This one only goes straight up and down. So I would take a pineapple like that, or I would take ribs and push through like that. Double the edge isn't straight down. What's the motion? The saw, okay? So how come if this is so sharp for so long, why not just put this edge on everything? Why do we have straight edge? What's that?
It's not the right tool.
It's not the right tool. Like for example, I'm not gonna saw through celery. That's weird. Well, this one, right? I'm not going to saw through celery. You don't saw through celery, you chop straight up and down. But if I want to cut through the chicken, you want to saw through chicken. You guys see the difference? Okay, those are the two rules of knives. A third rule of knives. When you have a straight edge, please be careful. Because remember, what dulls a knife? The food or the cutting board?
Cutting board.
Yeah, so ready? Don't drag the knife, right? So when you're scooping food, don't drag the knife. You're dulling the knife, turn it over. This is not sharp. Turn over, and you can scoop all the carrots and everything. Okay? Cool. So first, you learning?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? We'll wrap up. We'll go to break. Petite chef. The nickname for this is veggie chopper. Veggie chopper. Turn the page. Page 7. Here's our slicer. If you've been to a restaurant, what's this knife for?
Bread.
Yeah, it's a bread knife. Yeah, that's the nickname. Bread. Next is the master carving set. So let me show you what this looks like together. This is the master carving set. The nickname is for holidays and barbecue. Holidays and barbecue. Okay. And then the table knives. This is cool. This is our everyday knife for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's good for the croutons and tomato and the salad, but it's easily as accessible for usable for the chicken and the fish and the steak. Okay. Every day. Now, it resembles what kind of a knife? Two knives combined. A butter knife, but with a steak knife at the bottom. So it's the best of both worlds, okay? People love this. It's used every day. We came out with another version that a lot of people also love called the steak knife, not just the table knife. Ready? These two things do the exact same thing. It's just that this has the more traditional look of a restaurant that customers like. Now, which one has more material? The table or the steak?
Steak.
Which one's more money?
Steak.
Steak, same thing. So ready? Here's what's really cool. If they get the set for people who have to cook, then they can get the table knives. They get this one, they can also get the table knives. But if they get one of these two, they can upgrade to these if they want. Now, of course, also it's better for your commissions because it's a bigger sale, but they can upgrade, okay? And then after that, take a look in the middle of page 7. You'll do the table knife, you'll do the leather test. Okay, at the end, remember you cut the leather with a steak knife and ours. What kind of reaction do you have with leather? Really excited? Okay. Then it says storage options. So just read through, and we'll practice this tomorrow. Storage options, cutting board, and then the kitchen tools. Okay, here's what's cool about our kitchen tools. Number 1, it's one of the it's a free item that we offer them as an incentive to place an order for one of the sets. Okay, along with the scissors, and we'll talk about that. Number 2. Okay, it's got this chef's curve. See how it's curved like that? It's curved that way. Instead of being over the heat, what happens to the heat? What does it hit? In the middle of your hand, yeah. You can burn your hand or you sweat into your food. That's gross. Versus, it's bent. Okay. Also, watch this. How cool is that? Just less likely to go into the food. Okay. And everything matches because you might be able to cook all your food, but you need to prepare and serve your food as well. Okay. So far, so good. Let's do a quick review. We'll take a break. All right, ready? How many steps to the sale?
Seven.
The first step is to connect and explain.
Why.
Second is to establish.
Credibility.
Now, how do we catch their attention in the beginning? What do we cut in the beginning?
Penny.
That's the problem. We cut the penny, use the peeler, and then we create the problem. Okay. After we create the problem, we offer a
Solution.
After we offer, by the way, offer a solution. We cut through the rope. What kind of reaction do you want to have? Good. Guaranteed. Do you need a receipt?
No.
No. Okay. After we create the need, offer solution, we create a need. Okay. And then we show them which set first.
The biggest set.
The smallest set.
Demonstrate that there's a big
Which set are we going to explain first?
The
The
smallest.
basic. But we show them all three. You say, Mr. Jones, we do have our ultimate big one, complete set, our signature. But I'm going to start off with the homemaker because it's our most basic set. And I like to go back here. Just go through the tools. Okay. Paring knife. What's this for? Up in the air. Okay, watch this. It is now 3:50. Give me 3 minutes. 2 minutes. You're gonna have this memorized. Ready? Do I have your attention? Okay, watch this. This is paring knife. It's up in the air. What's it for? Up in the
Air.
Okay, everyone. Up in the
Air.
Good. The trimmer's for small stuff. What's it for?
Small
One more time.
stuff.
Out loud. What's it for?
Small stuff.
Paring knife. Up in the
Air.
Trimmer's for
Small stuff.
Spatula. This is the sandwich knife. What's it for?
Sandwich.
One more time. What's it for?
Sandwich.
The trimmer is for small stuff. Up in the
Air.
One more time. Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for
Small stuff.
This is the spatula,
Sandwich.
sandwich knife. Petite carver is the meat knife. What's it? What is it?
Meat
One
knife.
more time. What is it?
Meat knife.
Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for small
Small
stuff.
stuff.
Spatula for
Sandwiches.
petite carver for.
Meat knife.
This is the turning fork. It's the serving piece. What's it for?
Serving.
Out loud. What's it for?
Serving.
Piece. Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for.
Small
Small
stuff.
stuff.
One more time. Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for.
Small stuff.
Spatula for.
Sandwiches.
Petite carver's the meat
Meat
knife.
knife.
This is the serving
Serving
piece. One more
piece.
time. The
Serving piece.
This is the butcher knife. It's for hard stuff. What's it for?
Hard
stuff. Hard stuff. One more time. What's it for?
Hard stuff.
Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for.
Small stuff.
Spatula for.
Sandwich.
This is the.
Meat knife.
This is the serving piece. What kind of stuff? Hard stuff. This is the veggie chopper. One more time. The veggie chopper. What's it for? Veggie
Chopper.
Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for.
Small
Spatula for.
Sandwich.
Petite carver for.
Meat knife.
This is the serving piece. What kind of stuff?
Hard stuff.
Veggie.
Chopper.
What do you cut with this? Bread. One more time. What's this for?
Bread.
Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for.
Small
Spatula
stuff.
for.
Sandwiches.
Petite carver for.
Meat.
Turning fork.
Serving piece.
For hard
Hard
stuff. Veggie.
Chopper.
Cut.
Bread.
Holidays and barbecue. What's this for?
Holidays and barbecue.
Up in the
Air.
Trimmer for.
Small stuff.
Spatula for.
Sandwiches.
Petite carver for.
Meat knife.
Turning fork.
Serving piece.
This is for what kind of stuff?
Hard stuff.
Veggie.
Chopper.
For.
Bread.
Holidays and.
Barbecues.
How often do you use a table knife?
Every day.
Ready? Give yourselves a little. Oh, nice job. Nice job. Outstanding. So ready? We have done now the majority of the presentation. All I have to do now after break is teach you how to close the sale, how to create options, and then I'll teach you how to get appointments, and you guys head home for your assignment. Pretty cool? Outstanding work today. So here's my next question for the break. Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. Perfect. So next break, it is now 3:53. We'll take another 10-minute break, so 3 after. I want you to meet another 3 to 5 people, or if you find someone you're speaking to for the second time, that's cool. Introduce yourself. And ready? Favorite dishes and cuisines. Yes. Like arepa de Venezuela, or like sushi and uni, like Luke and I like. We like the fancy sushi, not the California roll stuff, okay? I know, gross, some of you, okay? So I want you to mix and mingle. You have the restroom. We have dollar bottles of water for sale. And let's get energized for this last part of training. Nice work, everyone. Well done.
So